you just inherited some jewelry that, you know what, it's just not working with your style. Now you could reimagine it into another piece, or you've decided, I've got enough stuff, I don't need any more. And you're thinking about, maybe I'll just sell this. But how do you come up with prices? Where would you sell it? How do you even start? Well, I've got the answers for you. And my name is Sherry Curley. I'm also known as the Practical Sort because I provide practical home organizing solutions in an eco-friendly way. And most of all today, I am here with the amazing Gina the Gemologist. She is so my inspiration, and she's a fabulous tool in my toolkit because she's a jewelry stylist, appraiser, and a jewelry whisperer. Gina, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here.
It's so great to be here again. Thank you.
Gina, you heard the scenario. We've got some jewelry. You know, we're not really sure that we're going to even bother to create a piece like I did with something that I inherited, and there'll be a little bit about that in my blog at thepracticalsort.com. But let's say the viewers want to sell a piece. I mean, how do you even start? Do you go to a jewelry store? Do you go online somewhere? Do you go to an auction house? Take us through the journey.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's such a great question. And so many people that I've helped over the last 8 months that have hired me for a jewelry box revival really have a lot of jewelry that they love, that it was their mother's. They honor it because it was their mother's, but they don't have the same style as their mother. And so there is that question, do I sell it or do I redesign it? And it's so individual. There's an energetic property to talking about the piece and finding what is it that I really want to do with it? Because sometimes honoring the piece and knowing that you'll never love it as much as your loved one did, but finding it a home where someone's going to wear it every day and just love it. There are different ways of selling, and there's no set way to do it. My system is to find out what is a local jewelry store, which one is going to be the best one to get a price for, because jewelry stores that buy a state only want to buy things that they can sell, and they all have their own style, they all have their own clientele, and they all have the same kind of method of what's wrong with your ring and how can we get it for the best price. Where my job when I'm hired by clients, since I don't make money off of the jewelry, is how do we get you the most money? Because I want to do all the legwork for my clients so that they can see the price list of this is what it could go for here, this is what someone would buy it here, and this is what the auction would offer, and then you have a greater audience. So just walking it through, because there's always that thing of finding the right buyer. And I'll tell you a quick story. One of my clients was like, I never wear this, it's a tennis bracelet, it's too expensive, there's no way that I want this anymore. And it was appraised at $3,000. And a local store offered her $250, because they just want the gold weight. They don't want the diamonds because they said that, they didn't like the way the diamonds looked, which is, again, always the case. The least amount of risk that they have is they're buying it at what the weight of the metal is. So they're giving cash. So then she said, you know what? I think that I'm going to get more use out of it than $250. So I'm just going to start wearing it. So taking her through that journey made her realize that she thought a $3,000 bracelet was too much for her to wear, but then really seeing the resale value made her realize that she could enjoy it more than she liked. And so that's one of the ways that I help my clients, is getting the information and then finding out what aligns emotionally with your desired outcome, and whether giving you permission to find it a new home, redesign it, or to start wearing it to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, looking back, we did, in our previous segment, we talked about appraisals and valuation of the jewelry. And I had always thought, well, what the jewelry is appraised at, we would then use that as the foundation for setting a selling price. Doesn't sound like that is the case.
Yeah, it isn't. And it's a mainstream kind of perception that it's appraised for $10,000, so I will get $10,000 or I will get $8,000. But it's what the market can bear at a resale market. And it really just, like I said, consigning usually will get you more, but then you have to wait for someone to buy and love it and sell it. So there's local consignment stores here that have just cases full of jewelry that have been sitting there for quite some time, because people that are looking for consigned jewelry are looking for good values and good deals. A lot of people that are selling estate jewelry. So it is a higher market of selection, so to speak.
And variables that go into it too, demand for a particular type of metal, a gem, whatever at any time.
Yeah.
I would like to caution folks, though, if you are thinking about selling on your own, that you make sure that you meet in a place like a jewelry store, a public place, that you maybe secure the jewelry in some way. Don't put yourself at risk to get a piece of jewelry potentially sold. Gina, you are a wealth of information. You are so skilled at what you do. And I want to make sure that our viewers can find you so they can do their own jewelry box revival, get your help in selling or reimagining. Where can they reach you again?
Yeah, so Gina, Gina, thegemologist.com.
One more time.
GinaTheGemologist.com.
And I have to just also point out that not only are you seeing us on video, we have a written blog that goes a little deeper into each of these topics, if you have a few extra minutes. And tune into Gina's YouTube channel, because there's some topics that I would love for her and I to connect on. We're just not going to have time. Like, I think you have one on inventorying, cleaning jewelry, and I'm sure you have a whole bunch more. And that is...
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you go into YouTube and type in Gina the Gemologist, I'll pop up.
Thank you, Gina, so much. And you're going to be back for one other super cool segment, which I'm not going to reveal yet. But I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you found the topics that Gina and I covered about trying to sell your jewelry in a safe way, and one that will get you the greatest value, and she's going to help you do that. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.